Oh my goodness gracious, I forgot I was muted. Alrighty. Hello everyone, it's me, Tyler the SCP guy, and today we're going to be doing SCPSL lore crafting. And don't mind the song I was listening to before, it's a very peak song, I promise. Anyways, basically, what this stream is going to be is me looking at the thing that SCPSL has posted and then making theories based on it. And of course I put a little joke in the title about me forgetting to stream Deltarune. Part 3 is coming out eventually. Once I want to do it, and once I'm done with every teaser Northwood's posted, bro. They've been posting so many recently. I'm so busy, which is a good thing. Which is a great thing, but at the same time. Anyways, let's just see here. Basically, I've screen I've saved everything and screenshotted what I cannot save. So what I'm going to put there, I'm going to put everything in the downloads folder, and then I'm going to move everything. Don't mind those. That was just something I did because of a Smasher Pass I was doing with someone in VC. Just because why not? Just joking shit. Alright, let's create a new folder on the desktop so I can put all of these into it and then just analyze. The process, gentlemen. The process. Um, I'll just call it SCPSL lore. Okay, so, let's analyze. Oh wait, I want to sort this based on date created, not by name. Okay then. So let's see here. Basically, from what I'm seeing here, investigation addendum successfully neutralized a type green anomaly, formerly SCP-4299, now redesignated. SCP-4299. What is SCP-2249? Or 4299. Is this from Site-17? This from Site-17? I don't know. But anyways. Name Bregman Lucas Bregman. Interesting. Let's go to the next image. Okay. Lucas Bregman 2012. Photo was taken in 2023. This redaction is not necessary. This wording obfuscates the external origins of the suits. Defunct sources. Okay, so this is about the suits. Several NTF being disbanded. Reorganization. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can make out everything here. Bregman was the founding agent, sole surviving Foundation agent. No, he was the only. Bregman was the only Foundation agent. Additional notes. This directive was not clarified. Ah. Ethics Committee. One file subject. So internal investigation addendum. So this is an investigation into him. From what I can tell, this is an investigation into him. I should check that. I should check that link right there. That probably has some type of lore. Hold on a minute. Okay. I'm gonna put that into my second monitor, and I'm going to type out what I see there on here. It's so big brain. Oh yeah, it's big brain time. Alright, so https scp wiki dot wiki dot com / desk. Now then, time to copy a J from somewhere. Oh, wait a moment. I know exactly where I can find a J I can easily copy because my J key is broken. The name of X3J50. Exactly where I can copy a J from. Department of Design. The desk of designer S. Dot. Department of Design. Ryza. Overwatch Command. Avian. Ah, I see. So it's just credited someone who made the thing, not important to lore. Although he did make the deep web thing. He did make the deep well thing, I'm pretty sure. Which is very important given how important it is to this. Given to the ethics committee itself. Deep well is a type of thing that okay, give me a second. The deep well article referenced should be right here. Basically, what the deep well is Site-17's one of the takes on Site-17. There's two takes, the deep well take and then the Dr. Clef stuff with SCP-239. Although, from what I know now, it's probably oh my goodness, he did. He oh, I see now. He was trying to actually lead me in the right direction. I'm just talking about something that happened. Oh man. Okay. So basically, I'm pretty sure defunct sources basically I think that means that hmm. I'm trying to think here. Sorry if it's not too entertaining. I'm just trying to think on what this could be. What defunct sources could mean that it comes from like a factory that no longer is in existence, maybe? Maybe that's what it could mean? Or maybe just oh wait, I can read the whole thing. Order saw recognition, reorganization of multiple MTF units into the located battalion strength force under MTF Epsilon 11 Nighthead Fox integration included deployment of modified MKIV cicada pattern field suits repurposed from defunct sources. Okay. So this guy was a lieutenant before he became a member of the ethics committee, or was it just, or is this just Oh no, wait, it's he never worked for the ethics committee. This is them. Right, it's them investigating it. What am I thinking? Oh my goodness. If any of you have any ideas on what all of this could mean, please make sure to put it in the side chat. I'd be happy to listen to suggestions on stuff. I'm gonna read this whole thing out loud and then I'm going to actually make more theories on it, just because I don't feel like I've gotten all the context just from the few screenshots that I've seen so far, because I haven't actually fully read through them. Bregman Lucas Freiger, Assistant Director, Department, Emergency Threat Tactical Response Authority, ETTRA, current station, Lucas Bregman's office, floor 4, section C, site 17. Another thing for site 17. Oh my goodness, I knew this was important to set to the current stuff. Foundation service record, recruited 1995, ETRA. Service tenure, majority served in mid-level command roles of lieutenant rank, promoted 2012 assistant director. Notable operations and achievements. 2012-01, successfully neutralized a Type Green anomaly, formerly SCP-4229, now redesignated. Foundation GOC Operation Kandai, returned as sole surviving Foundation agent. Bregman was the only Foundation agent. Note, additional operation details expunged per ETTRA directive. This directive was not clarified. Extraneous information cut out for brief. I cannot read what that says. For brevity. I see, for brevity. Expanded. 10 advocates. Several MTFs being disbanded. Oversaw organization. Alright. So I basically read through all of it now. There's that pen again. It wasn't ethics committee members' pen on there. Now, that's a Euclid class. Oh. No way, SCP. No. No, it's a playable. It. Oh man, given what evidence I've just seen. Neutralized the type green anomaly, formerly SCP-4299, now redesignated. Alright, so basically, from what I've seen so far, this could be hinting towards it possibly being SCP 4. No, there's no way it could be SCP 4299. This is just a document on one individual. Although, what about like anything in the background of the image that just makes it look nice? I don't know if I can make a video just on this one page. That's why this is a stream. This is me thinking about what I could do with it. Let me look at the past of what Northwoods put out. Right. There's one more image. The screenshot. That I just forgot to put in here for some reason. New MTF suits, emergency directives, experimental weapons, soldiers, reinforcements, one person responsible for most of what cultivates in Site-02. Introduce yourself to Lucas Bregman and his role in the story of SCP Secret Laboratory and his ongoing ethics committee investigation against him. I see. Okay. That makes sense as to why this is just an investigation. Okay. So from what I'm seeing so far, it's basically just the investigation on him. However, it does appear as if he's behind most of what everything in Site-02 is. Huh. So if we go back then in Northwood's posts. Oh yeah, right. I never fully reacted to the other thing that Northwood put out recently on stream. We can see this now.
M1874-2 was first created in 1874, decades before the SCP Foundation. From 1951 onwards, it was regularly accessed by staff. Yet the very last day it was accessed was 14 years ago, the day of your promotion ceremony.
It was a formality at the time. All new site directors use their new clearances to access all the files from the repository at once during the ceremony. It's a tradition.
Who are you protecting by lying, Dr. Durrani? The Foundation?
I have lost a lot of people this week, Mr. Walsh. Good people. I wouldn't expect you nor the rest of the insurgency to understand.
You've lost people, have you?
Watch it.
A whole facility gone? You know, I hear the Foundation is documenting a new SCP just for this incident. Funny how that is, isn't it?
Stop talking.
So many dead to an anomaly. Does that remind you of anything?
I said stop talking.
So many dead. Okay, so this could be talking about SCP-4299.
Forest. Foundation intervention. Your facility's intervention.
I didn't have a choice. Nobody did.
Several of my men dead. Lost to that wretched place. Their names taken away from them. Their blood pooling on the ground and guts touching the soles of my boots. But I'm sure you've heard of this sort of thing a dozen times, haven't you, Director?
You seem to have made it out fine, Agent.
I did. And now I get to talk to you. Funny how fate works.
Is this an attempt at a moral high ground? At justifying what you did?
My point is, every one of us has paid a price. People, names, peace of mind. It's the nature of our work. But you can help us put an end to it. Perhaps even restore all that's been lost.
Don't you think enough people have died already?
Don't you? All you need to do is tell us what these blueprints are for.
and trust the insurgency.
Is there really anything else?
It's a machine.
Possibly a new experimental weapon coming to the game as well in 15.0. Possibly.
Ma'am, we should get back inside now.
Just a little longer, Owen. Not doing it for you?
Excuse me?
I don't know. The bird songs, the frozen reservoir, the tree branches buckling from the weight of the snow. It's not doing it for you?
It's cool, I suppose.
It's magical.
We're a facility that studies magic, ma'am.
Only the paranormal kind. How about appreciating this kind every so often? Something normal for once. Whatever normal means.
Welcome to the Foundation, Director Tarani.
We live very strange lives, don't we?
It's part of the job.
I always wanted to work at a library. Never could have imagined it'd end up like this, though.
The library. There is only one library I know that would possibly, and I mean possibly, be mentioned. In all of the SCP database, there's only one that would be this significant to mention. The Serpent's Hand. But what could the Serpent's Hand possibly have to do with anything?
I mean, there's the books and the history, but then there's everything else.
Thinking of resigning, Director?
So you can replace me as the site director?
No, of course not. Besides, Oliver Jade would probably be a better pick. And who knows? Maybe he'll even listen to his security chief.
Considering everything that's happening, we have it pretty good here in Site 12.
You might be right. Hello? Yes, understood. We'll be on our way. Perimeter security will be online soon. Time to get back inside.
Assistant Director of Security can't do his job of keeping the Director safe?
You're one day going to be the death of me, ma'am.
Not today.
Okay. The base. From what I am seeing so far of the recent trailers, we're now seeing the story of like that site direct. Okay, the Site-02 site director and this guy, Lucas Bregman. Okay, maybe. Okay, so from what I'm seeing so far, I'm gonna guess that we're going to be getting a lot more lore about this guy and about this possibly new experimental weapon. Since it says in the post that he is the person behind like the soldiers, the reinforcements, and all of the emergency directives, including the MTF suits, and how he got them from a defunct source, which basically means he got them from a really old foundation that was probably abandoned a long while ago, which then means he could be investigated by the ethics committee for a lot, and I mean a lot of reasons. What I think he may be getting investigated for is the emergency directives and the experimental weapons in particular. Actually, no. Oh, no. Those are the two things that he wouldn't be investigated for. He would be investigated for the soldiers and reinforcements. And the new MTF suits, because those could put people in danger if they're not utilized correctly. And the fact that you got them from a defunct source, meaning from an old site, I don't feel like that the ethics committee would like that too much if they're really looking at it. And combine that with this trailer we got 3 days ago. Okay then, there's a lot that I could do here. I need something to bounce ideas off of. Who could I make theories with on this? Okay. So from what I can currently tell on all of this guy is basically like the figurehead behind Site 12. Hell, if there is an overseer of Site 12, this is practically the guy. Even though it's not official in rank, he's practically done everything for the site. Which means from around literally this, so from all of that to here, that is a lot of stuff for him to be responsible for, especially this, like that being put in the site, he's responsible for it. SCP-1344 put in the site, he's responsible for it. So, given all of this, it's clear to say this is there is a lot. Clear to say this guy is certainly having a lot against him, and there's a lot of cards on the table here for what could happen next. I know I'm saying obvious stuff, but that's just because I give myself more time to think normally than this, and this is just a good exercise in teaching myself to like think more on point. We can investigate what they've been saying so far, maybe in public. No, Northwood wouldn't say anything in public channels about any of it. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit stumped because I just give myself a lot more time than this to think normally, but now I have to think like on the spot about it. So I do. Sorry for stalling. I am stalling here. Why? Stalling. Lucas Bregman. Wait a minute. So if he is behind everything in Site-02, it would also mean he's behind the redesign of heavy containment zone, which basically means everything in there was custom made to his liking. He probably had the site director in on it too, given the fact that the site director makes the final say in any given changes to the site. Even though he works in Site-17, I don't think it's the only site he influences. That's just his current station, meaning that's just where he currently works. It doesn't mean he doesn't have influence over any other parts of any other sites. Let's see if Echoes 4 can provide any more on any of this.
Overseer, Factotum has finished their analysis on the insurgency's attacks on sites 12 and 44.
Very good, Magister. And what have you discovered?
The expedition team sent to Site 44 has recovered several high-profile objects that will be moved to Site 2 as soon as possible. SCP-1344, SCP-127.
Is there reason yet to worry for our safety?
Nothing on the surface, sir.
So there is something then. What else is there?
We discovered minor breaches in Site 12, but there's no cause yet to be alarmed.
Tell me about these breaches, Magister. What of the library? What of the archives?
Most of the archive was burnt down by the invading insurgents. The rest, we believe, has been stolen.
And you call that a minor breach?
It's not something we can't handle,
Do
sir.
you know what exactly was stolen?
Historical records, mainly from old expeditions from the early Foundation.
Listen to me very closely, Magister. Our security here in Site-02 is at risk. Danger looms above us.
Sir, I don't
Tell
understand.
your staff that I want every retaliation plan, every counterintelligence plan, every anti-mimetic contingency plan ready for review in this chamber by midnight.
Midnight?
Preferably within your lifetime, Magister.
Very well, Overseer 12.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I know exactly what. He's Overseer 12. That guy's Overseer 12. This guy right here. Do you have any idea what was stolen? Based on that, this guy is Overseer 12. This guy. Oh my goodness, it makes so much sense. Based on what I've seen, this guy is Overseer 12. Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Lucas Bregman is Overseer 12. Oh my goodness. Even though he may not even be, although it says here that he might not be real, Overseer 12. He doesn't even work in Site-02. He works in Site-17. Well, he worked in Site-12. Well, he worked in Site-02. And he still has influence there, but he's currently working in Site-17. And that's why an SCP is being transferred. Because the Ethics Committee doesn't want him influencing any SCPs in Site-17, even though he still has some influence in Site-12, considering what that just said. Actually, since he's on the council, he could have had the other counselors make that transfer and then tell them why they should do that. he could have fooled both the ethics committee and the O5 Council into transferring an SCP to his site. Overseer 12 protects. Well, he couldn't. He probably proposed the idea to the council, but they did catch on to it. Well, not catch on to it. I mean, but what I do mean is that they approved it based on what he said. This is making so much sense now. I know I might not be making sense to what I'm saying at the moment. Although, from what this has been saying so far, I can actually make a concrete theory on this. This is good. Very good, actually. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie daisies. Whoopsie daisies. Accidentally clicked on the wrong part. I'm just looking at stuff. Details, things. Alright, I can start making something for this. The title. What should the title be? Okay, I'm gonna quickly copy a bit of the script from this and just make a general like type from it. SCPSL investigation, and then we change the format to be pageless. SCPSL investigation. Alright, cool. Anyways, time to get back to theorizing. Made the SCPSL investigation. For those who actually were in the stream. So then I'm gonna quickly check the other things here. Just because I've never watched these ones.
sorry.
First Site-45, now 44. Bregman, he's still off feet. We're not safe, Rowan. We're not safe in all because of Bregman's bloody ambitions.
Ma'am, we can mourn later. We need to reevaluate our security. We need to tell Lair, the assistant director. We need to inform Site-02. Our task force is on their way back from their mission. What is it now?
From what I so wait. The Project Segmentum project. SCP-1344 and SCP-127. And then I understand your
What is it? What's happening?
there's no face behind that mask.
Power station.
God.
Okay.
What is it now?
Okay, so basically if I put it here, then I'm gonna slow it down to almost nothing. Minimize loss of time and resources. The O5 Council will authorize blank use across the globe. The following between the discussion of the members of the O5 Council. Although this was around the time when 127 and 1344 were transferred, so Okay, this is... Huh. So, those two objects were transferred... Those... Okay, so if that was relegated to Site 12... Project Segment... So, the Segmentum project... Site... Okay, let's try and see if we can decide what this could be. Like, which sites are there? Okay, let's see what's here so far. Whoops.
Council. The suits excelled while in service 40 years ago, and they will excel just the same if reissued today. They experienced combat against anomalies that could rewrite your DNA just by thinking it, and won. Now, the Foundation finally has a fighting chance. They may no longer be state-of-the-art, but they are equipped with everything a soldier needs to fight the paranormal. Titanium-plated headgear, hermetically sealed suits, cognito-hazard dampening goggles, and earmuffs. Some may question their history and whether or not they truly...
Yeah, 1980 through
question their
1989.
history and whether or not they truly belong here with us. But the men and women we enlist are trained, disciplined, unlike the insurgency. The Chaos Insurgency is a disease that proliferates in the dark. They seek answers that they do not know the questions to. They call us liars, deceptors, yet they cause chaos across the world in a reverential bloodlust. They are a threat against humanity, against normalcy. We stopped them before in Area 14, and will do it again. So let's see their so-called intermittent vengeance, because let me be clear. Humanity's survival is non-negotiable. Whether they like it or not.
And then that one thing in SL itself. Although I don't think that one page has a lot. Like the page in, like the display in SL. However, I should probably look at that actually. I should boot up SL right now just to quickly check that. Release 14.1.1. Man, it must be interesting to look behind the scenes on this, honestly. Okay, so let's just skip the basic things, and then teleport to HID lab. Hmm. So from what I'm hearing there, basically, it's not the Wanderer's Library. It's just the Site 12 was a not a storage site even, but in SL lore, it was a historical data storing point, and they burned it down so that the Chaos Insurgency couldn't use the data there. Interesting. And why the ethics committee got involved with Site-02 now is because first off of the transfer of this SCP to here, because it's basically living. Well, it actually is living, but yeah. Now, from what I'm seeing there, unfortunately, that can't even be read legible. That's most likely intended to be. But what shouldn't be legible is what's in test room, which I'm trying to find here. This is sent by Lucas Bregman. I've never actually read this before now. We understand your safety concerns. The sustainability of our project remains one of the Council's highest priorities. It is for this reason that regardless of your concerns, these objects are to be relocated to your respective sites to allow further research to take place, to minimize the likelihood of another catastrophic loss of time and resources. The O5 Council has sanctioned us to delegate the recovered assets to several different research facilities across the globe. The following has been declared after careful and thorough discussion between the members of our senior committee. The Segmentum project is to be transferred to Site 12, the SCP 1344 and SCP 127 projects. Not Site 44. Wait a minute. Since Site 44 was attacked, do you think those projects may have been sent here? Maybe? I think so, yeah. Yeah, those projects were relocated. The following instructions are only accessible to authorized Site-02 personnel. Unauthorized viewing of this will lead to heavy administrative action. Oh no. I see. I'm totally authorized to view this. Trust. Anyways, Site-45's contributing process on Project Segmentum is to be relocated to Site-02. The disruptor project previously discovered in Site-02 will be returned and continued therein. All information pertaining to the investigation of Site-45's fall will be held on Site-02 for further analysis. The aforementioned decisions have been made and approved of by our senior committee and are expected to be acknowledged by all involved personnel. It is to be reminded that failure to follow the above instructions or any behavior going against said instructions will result in disciplinary action and be registered as violating the Emergency Prevention Code SC2. The Foundation thanks you for your service, Lucas Bregman, SC. Division. Assistant Director. Assistant Director of ETTRA Division of. Alright. So, from what I'm seeing here so far, that could have been filled in and then made into the SCPs that we got. However, from what is happening now, Site-44 was attacked. Well, Site-44 was already attacked. Oh, wait, whoops. A little bit too far. That is interesting. So from what happened in here...
For the last time.
Director.
So you can replace me as the...
Rowan Douglas. No, so that's not... so that's not the guy. Okay. Alright then, so... Is there any other lore that I've never looked over once for, like, no reason? Also, hello, Ducky. There's no human beneath that mask. This campaign is brought to you by the Emergency Threat Tactical Response Authority, or ETTRA. He is behind everything. But how much have I never noticed just because I wasn't really looking too closely? Second reactivated in 2017 by the O5 Council. The Council is very interested in this site. Which, why wouldn't they be? What? Now I regret not making lore videos when I had the chance to on the other Echoes of the Void, because when I do look over them now, it's gonna be like an hour long. Now let's read through this. Lucas Bregman. Notice to all assigned weaponry research staff. Due to a number of complaints submitted by the senior committee, I find it necessary to remind all workers that engaging in gossip or conspiracies regarding the individuals in leadership positions is strictly prohibited. If you believe you've been treated unfairly or do not understand the purpose of your assigned task, please request an official private meeting with your supervisor. Any staff associated with the spreading of misinformation regarding the Foundation or a group of interest will be subject to immediate disciplinary action. Finally, please do not discuss theories or speculations that are unrelated to your current task. Lucas Bregman, Assistant Director of the Emergency Threat Tactical Authority Division of Esoteric Defense. Lucas Bregman. Maybe there's something to do with the energy output? Looking into this. Alt strength. Strain. We do more tests on. We really need to trade name for Thor. Super Telekill. They already use SCP-148. Super Telekill, like Telekill alloy. They use Telekill alloy on this. That's Telekill. Wait a minute. That's Telekill. Telekill's supposed to be green, though. Do I ever plan on doing a repo stream? I don't know if I ever do plan on doing one of those, honestly. No, I don't. I've never looked at this before. No, I never knew this. I never look at the lore too closely. I made my entire script for my last video without knowing that Telekill alloy was already basically on site. So, like, my entire script for SCP-239, including the Telekill alloy getting quote-unquote shipped on site, when we already have something made of SCP-148 Telekill alloy on site. Oh my goodness, that makes SCP-239 far more likely than I thought. We already have something that contains Telekill, which is the micro HID. This thing right here can harm SCP-239, most likely. When she's in an unconscious state. Based on what I've seen so far. Well, these sides can. And most of it can, since it was made of the alloy. Man, the design on this is really, really good, genuinely. But I did not know that. Breezy electronics. Oh, wait. SCP Foundation. Well then, okay then. What could be in this room then? There's always lore in rooms like this. Always there's lore. You can tell I haven't looked at any of this lore before this, or I've just briefly looked over it before. Most of this was just a brief look over before now, but now that I'm actually looking over it, this stuff is really, really thorough. Okay. But any more though? Because this is mostly a storage site at the moment. And storage sites tend to get a lot of SCPs. Storage and research site. Sorry. Dr. Essex. Okay, because there'll be anything down here. There most likely is something down here. What about on this terminal? I've never looked at it too closely, honestly. Climb on the sphere, climb the tower. Oh yes, there is one more thing. The server room. I slightly already looked there, but now that I'm thinking about it, there was a symbol there too. What does this one say? Alright. Now then, I think it's time I look at another Echoes of the Void video. Just because I was on Echoes video 3. And then I can now look at Echoes 3. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Echoes 3 now.
No, it's not my fault. You and the rest of the council stand idly by while we are the ones actively fighting to preserve mankind. As we speak, Omicron 10 is engaged in close quarters combat with the insurgents. The Foundation is still being massacred. The work being done here is far too important to lose. You want what happened then to happen again? All those lives gone, without a single
Outbreak!
Maybe you want another.
Keep clear of the crystals. What? Keep clear of the pistol. What does that say?
Maybe you want another occult war.
That sounds like 127.
No? Then I suggest you remember why I'm here.
Dispatch, do you copy? Omicron 10 to dispatch.
Site 45 is long gone. Now Site 44 and 12 follow suit, and MI-666 will not be happy.
Dispatch, this is Omicron 10. We're being overrun.
Failed to protect them. You failed to protect your people. The Chaos Insurgency is a disease, and to counter a disease, we must adapt. We need soldiers. We need weapons. We need reinforcements.
Okay, so that's for reinforcements. I see. And now that links into what that is. Now, Jailbird doesn't really have defined lore, unfortunately. Doesn't have a defined lore video, really. It just kind of has lines in game. So I'm gonna watch the Tooth and Nail teaser now.
You going for the...
Oh, come on, please.
It was kind of, well, remarkably uninteresting back when it was held in Site-45. Shortly after the sea breeze collapse, they found it, deep in the sunken superstructure. Site-12 recorded it, like they do most things, and it was sent to Site-44 as its new home. No, it's never exhibited these new anomalous properties. I know that Site-02 is known for altered objects, but, and forgive me if I speak...
Yeah, no, that does just say 127.
Out of line. Are you sure it was an altered... Are you sure it was...
So, from what I've seen there, Site 44 has a private vault in Site 12. So, meaning that two things were relegated here, and those two things were 1344 and 127. Now, meaning that all of that does... The insurgency are the ones who painted those symbols based on what I'm seeing there. Based on everything I've seen so far, no wonder the ethics committee got involved and has been involved. Site-02 is practically anomalous hub number 1 with everything that's held here these days because of all of these other sites falling, which then makes it a bigger target for the insurgency, which then means that we got the reinforcements because of that. And then that means that Bregman gets more influence because he seems to be making good decisions and he's allowed to make more decisions. And then that means that his power goes unchecked for a little bit, which then means he can do things like, for example, look at what anomalies might be good to transfer to the site, or want anomalies transferred to the site. I don't know if he would be the one wanting the anomalies, but he might be. And since he might be, he does have a lot of influence to try pushing for these anomalies, since he's made what seems to be very good decisions to the council, and to the council, but not the committee. The council likes him. The committee does not seem to like him because of what all of he's done. If that makes any sense.
Picture this. September's coming and you're looking for a perfect
So based on everything I've seen so far, it appears as if... Okay, give me a minute to try and think up what I should say here. This guy's getting investigated, and for everything he's done with Site-02. The fact that a 939 instance was transferred here right after new developments were made with it, he obviously had some pull there. And now, he may want another SCP transferred. Something far more dangerous. Dangerous enough that it requires Ethics Committee approval. The reason it required Ethics Committee approval is because even though Site-17 was secure, although since Site-17 and all those other sites were being attacked, it might have been the Chaos Insurgency that tried to take this anomaly. Now, there's no other SCP that would be that interesting to the Insurgency than SCP-953 or SCP-239. 239 primarily because of its ability, but at the same time, the 239 does pose an innate risk to them. A higher risk than SCP-953 would propose to them. Would pose to them, I mean to say. Do I think the Jailbird also has to have a kill alloy? Maybe it could be possible. It could be. We can watch a quick video on the Jailbird voice lines real quick, if you don't mind. Jailbird.
Hey, Meta, this dish is...
No. Death of Jailbird. Right! There is a lore document. It's in Light Containment Zone. I nearly forgot about it. I nearly forgot about it. Okay. Death of Jailbird. Really quickly, I'm just going to remove and then remove decontaminating? No? It's still here? Dang it. Unfortunate. I'm gonna have to restart the round real quick then. Okay then. just because I want to see it clearer. Ah, there we are. Dear system, from out of your box, come undoings, schism, immune to our clocks from under that tree. You had spawned there for me, out from my hope from freedom came calamity. Now they want me to use you for good or for bad. They want to decide by whose hand you'll be had. But no worries, dear system, for we will be heard, and this prison will fly, an immortal jailbird. Now then, I know exactly what to do with that. From what I know, this is a jailbird in and of itself. Like, not what I mean to say by that. What I mean to say is it's a jailbird document that was written on the back of. So, if we were to reverse said document, I know I'm a little bit late to this, but better late than never, am I right? I was correct. This was a jailbird document that was written on the back of. Yes. Alright, okay. So from here, we can then look at what this says and see if it mentions a Lucas Redmond. Not Lucas Raymond. Perchance guide. Class D. Class D. That says Class D. Okay. Class D Class D personnel. Class D personnel. Ottomans. What does that say? What does that say? Class D personnel. I know the last word is guide, but what could that word be? Class D orientation guide. Ah, Class D orientation guide. There we go. Greetings from Foundation personnel. Oh. Greetings from the personnel and... Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is so gonna hurt to read. So, what I'm going to do is anything I figure out, I'm gonna write it down in my little script thing. Just because I don't want to have to reread it. And so if anyone asks about it, which most likely no one will, but... doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about my tabs. Greetings from the Foundation. Okay, that's what it said. Greetings from the Foundation. and a warm welcome to the 2-hour free time. Arrange it now. Alright then, I know this has probably been analyzed, but I want to pull my own conclusion, so I'm not watching other people's lore videos about this. I want to pull my own conclusion. Designated. Designation, please. Designated. For your discretion. Okay then. Something's forming here. An immortal jailbird, yeah. D-1120. Throughout your residency, your activity participate in divorce testing procedures, some of which may cause significant risks without proper precautions. Your cooperation, your complete cooperation is imperative in disruptors in distributions. What on earth is that word? What on earth is that word? Goodness gracious me, this is gonna be a project. An investigation. Oh my, I'm getting ideas here on how to make. I'm sorry, I'm not reading. Anyways, participate in precautions, in traditions. May proficient researchers and scientists are advert at your minimal risks and resisting personnel. Testing non-compliance will defend instructions will result in death row. Show Disturbing. Searches. Okay, there has to be someone who's already translated this. I know he's already. Class C personnel orientation. Wait a minute. 1 minute. No, I don't want that. Off. What if I just check something real quick? In. Now, when on earth was the jailbird introduced into the game? But more importantly, when was this added to the game? 4 months ago? Which was, when was it?
Living with...
No, I don't care about ads.
Stop just running of yourself.
February 3rd. Okay, that's very helpful. It appears as if he may have been given an
As a D-class for 1 second and take a look around. Stop just running of yourselves as a D-class for 1 second and take a look around. One of the cells will hold this special lore. This paper will spawn differently for each player, so it may take you a little bit to look around to find it for yourself. Dear system, from out of your box.
Of which...
Well, that helps a considerable amount. That's peak. Alright, greetings from the Foundation and our team. We send a warm welcome to you for an engaging 1-month assignment within one of our confidential research facilities. While the specifics of your upcoming tasks remain classified, we urge you to carefully peruse this document to ensure a secure and enjoyable stay. Each Class D personnel is assigned a numerical designation. Please commit your designation to memory, as our staff will utilize it for reference throughout your tenure. Throughout your residency, you'll actively participate in diverse testing procedures, some of which may pose significant risks without proper precautions. Your complete cooperation is imperative in all situations. Our proficient Proficient researchers and scientists are adept at minimizing risks and ensuring personnel safety during testing. Non-compliance with given instructions will result in a return to your term in death row. Should everything proceed as planned, contingent on your full cooperation, you'll be released at the month's end, receiving an absolute pardon.
You will be released at...
Reduce and no pardon for previous offenses. Okay. Basically, from what I see there, that's just the orientation guide for a Class D. Although the back of it is what's really more important here. System, dear system, from out of your box. So jailbirds can think. That's a very important part of this. although this doesn't directly involve him, although it doesn't directly involve the individual, it does involve things he was a part of, and unfortunately, it does not involve any descriptions of what alloy was used to create it, or anything else involving it. Although it was a good idea to try and find out what it was made of. Unfortunately, there's no room in game for it. Unless you have any ideas on where I could go to look. Docu. What about this? Or is that just a containment breach outside? I think that's just a containment breach outside. Ah, dang it. Okay. The gun. I could just quickly look in here and examine things. Electronics Processing Administration System. So, considering that, the posters around the facility are all that remains to be examined now. And where is the newest poster? The newest poster is in this room right here, although it's the same as many others. This campaign is brought to you by the Department of Ontokinetics. Ontokinetics, okay. That wasn't there before. Notice something change? Say something. If you see something, say something. That's kind of what that reminds me of. So, where on earth else in this site is there an active terminal in use? Other than in that one room. There could be one down here. Oh, I mean down in the nuke silo. They've already added 953. One 507. Yep, Okay, then, so based on all of that, what conclusion? What's 13939? I'm gonna give myself a quick God mode and bypass. Dr. Hacha. The experimental weapon lockers don't really have anything written on them, though. That's the problem with that. Otherwise, I'd be investigating the lockers. Wait. The lockers. What? Weren't there Patreon things, right? Okay, then. Quickly, I'm going to log into this, which means me hiding it. Just so I can sign in, you know? Okay, then. Now I've found the posts. I just have to quickly access the Patreon portal. Yes, verify I'm human. Come on, load in! Load in! Uh, Alright, and we are back after a slight, and I mean slight, mechanical error called a few things. I'm just going to do something really quickly, just that's kind of really important. Anyways, we're back after a slight mechanical error. Anyways, what we were doing before was showing some SL lore and making theories about it. And we had recently discovered that, from my own knowledge, that Lucas Bregman either is very powerful in the Spirits of Site-02 as an assistant director, or he is an Overseer 12, which is quite important because it means he would have significant influence over the Council. And they sound very, very similar. It could just be a lack of voice actors, or it could just be that they are the same. He sent that. Lucas R. Bregman sent this. He has the power to transfer SCPs. He's practically the word of the Council. No wonder the Council. Sure, it may say he's only an assistant director, but he could be far more than that. It wouldn't be known. Although he is most likely just an assistant director. Although in terms of high ranking, it is very likely that it's him. Hmm. Okay, anyways, I'm going to get back to what I was doing before that accidentally occurred. Now, please. Please. If the security check is still not letting me in, you've gotta be shitting me. I'm going to kill the security check, I swear. I'm trying to get into the SL Patreon, bro. After the slight hiccup we had earlier. Where the stream just stopped for some reason. Yep, good, it's downloaded. Now I can delete it. Hmm. How on earth am I not able to access the Patreon login, bro? Please, just let me in. Let me in. Let me in. It is not my internet connection that's causing this. Then. Wait a minute. I probably should just go to a page using an actual link provided by SL recently, maybe? Maybe that's my issue here? Wrong tab. Whoops. Okay then. Going to the Patreon portal now. No, not another security check. No, please. You've gotta be kidding me. Damn security check. I think it may think I'm not human because of the amount of tabs I have. No. Or maybe just the Patreon is having an issue at the moment or something. Maybe that's what's going on. Wrong tab again. Come on. Just work, please. What on earth can I do? But for now, what I know is that Lucas Bregman is quite an important member in Site-02, or at least is a pretty influential one because of the fact of what he's able to authorize. But maybe there's something more in the entrance zone, even though it's rarely updated. How did I forget about this? She claims the radio is for an emergency. I see. No postal records found. We know what happened to your sister. The Foundation are responsible. We can help you. We can reunite with her. You know where to find us. Your verification is taking longer than expected. Why is verification taking longer than expected though? Why? Sorry about that. I just wanted to go to a tab that wasn't the Patreon for a moment, just to try and see something. Unfortunately, it appears as if the Patreon may be down or is taking far too long to load. That's annoying, especially when it contains most of, if not anything else I could look at for this. Even though it wouldn't be the easily accessible lore, or too well known, it's still lore nonetheless. And it still needs to be known. 173 Aubrey. Where on earth is the signage? Maybe the 3114 sign is planned to be added to like later or something, maybe? Or is it only added once it spawns in? Let's see here. Wait, no, 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 no. No, but those two bodies do spawn in once 3114 spawns in. So where's the signage? Where is the signage? I've been through. Alright, that's enough out of you, living target. You will now be despawned. Delete. Yeah, Cassie, I know. So, now then what? Since it doesn't seem like I can access the Patreon for some reason. What must be causing this issue? I have no clue. Verify I'm human again, huh? Why? Why do you need the app? Maybe it's the fact that I haven't updated my PC. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I'm gonna try connecting to the. I'm gonna quickly, just very quickly, turn off my screen just because I don't know if I show anything that could be possibly leaking anything. So, just gonna quickly hide my stream so I can connect to something. And then we're good, hopefully. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Let me in, damn it. Let me in. I know I'm human. Is Cloudflare down or something? Oh my goodness, I'm looking up if Cloudflare is down right now. Is Cloudflare down? Minor service outage. I think I know the issue. There's a minor service outage. Let's see where it is affecting. Europe, Latin America and the Caribbean, Middle East, North America. I'm going to stop sharing now. Huh. Yeah, there is a, I see. Minor service outage. Damn. Well then, I guess this was a terrible time to start theorizing. Oh man. Hmm. Well, from everything I've seen so far, at the very least, it's going to be an interesting thing. I'm gonna stop trying to go for the Patreon for now, just because it's not really worth it to do it at a time where Cloudflare has some servers down, meaning it's most. Oh my god, I'm going to slaughter something. It worked. It now works. Ain't that hilarious? Okay, so I'm now going to check the posts page. All of this is public, which means I'm able to show it. Let's check this. Rector Mayfair, I hope this message finds you well. You would not believe how much it took to get to this point, but that's a tale for another time. This wouldn't have been possible without them. Please? Website? Exist? Oh, it's just about the key cards. There should be a bit of lore, though. Anniversary. Okay. How about teasers? No? Okay. New post on Twitter, huh? Well, let's check out these new posts, shall we? Oh my. Better quality. Oh my god, better quality. This is so incredible. Better quality images. Now, let's see what happens when I zoom in, first off. One moment, we are changing the file type of images. fx3.png. And then finally, fx4.png. I am going to slaughter something, I swear. Why is this not working? Why is it not working? Okay. I swear that should be a PNG now. That's strange. If you're wondering what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to change it to a PNG format, but it isn't working too well. This is not good. Not good. How should change? And then, there we go. Everything should be good. Alright, anyways. Given the fact that we have just been given higher quality images during the recording section, this is very good for business. Great for business, actually. We're first off going to put all of these back in downloads because they're no longer needed. All except this one are being moved. Alright, now, let's see what they say in their post, just because I'm curious about that. Oh, it's just the same thing they said on YouTube. Okay. But now we have better images, which means we can do more things. Bregman, Lucas, Rutger. Yes, Rutger. Assistant Director, Emergency Threat Tactical Response Authority, ETTRA. Okay. Was the only surviving Foundation agent. Operation Candlemare. Oh my. Anyways. That's really helpful for this. Even though we already figured out what everything said. I would say there's concrete enough stuff for there to be a whole hour-long lore video about, right? Yeah, no, there most certainly is. This guy's name is literally everywhere in game, and I've never realized it because I only now started looking. Also, I just wish to check something real quick, just because I don't know one specific thing. I see.
Obfuscate.
Obfuscate. I see. Obfuscate. Okay. Obfuscate. Yes. Okay, good. Now I know how to say it. Obfuscate. Obfuscate. Bleh. Obfuscate. Okay, good. Basically, any lore before this? Oh, wait. I should watch this
So you
video
think you know-
too. Just because it is related to SC, because it is related to current lore.
Meter SCP Delta 6 Delta 9 multiple Delta 4 position.
Not a lot of lore there. Yeah, no. What this really just shows is it escaped. I will include this in the video as like the starting point for everything, but it's just them finding it in. This is just the silent night that occurred at Site-19 after a breach, and 939 got out, and then it was removed, and then it was moved to Site-02. There is a lot of lore, yes, I do know that. By the way, you may not have been here earlier. I did make something for this kind of already, just the title, but it would be titled SCP-SL Investigation. Oh, whoops. Is that a good name for this? Just because it's practically just an investigation into this one guy, and it's also an investigation into the entirety of SL lore from 12.0 to now. Just because I haven't made any lore videos, like I've never been the lore video guy. This is gonna be one hell of a project. Yeah, SCP Overlord is a good film, but this one's gonna be called SCP-SL Investigation. Man, it's gonna be so peak. Oh yeah, Overlord. Yeah, no, it was peak. I've watched the entire series. I'm so sad about what happened with SCP Heretic, man. I am so sad about it, man. Genuinely. It is just saddening to me. It had so much potential. So much potential. Man. Is this like... Is this a kind of lore? It appears as if it flooded. Or maybe, no, it caved in. They appear to be suspended in animation. So, from what I see here, they're still here. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna pull up a trusted source to do this. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, so we go to the screenshot, we put it in there, and then we see what it says. Image. Adjustments. Hue saturation. Hue. No, that's not what we want to change. We want to change the exposure to be nothing. That's not. It's unfortunate that this is so obscured by the white. I know that's intentional too. We're still there. They're still there. I think that's all it says. They're still there. It flashed again. Okay, it flashed again. So I'm gonna slow this down. I saw it. For a fraction of a second, I saw it. Oh, again. Dang it. They are still there. They are still here. But what did the rest say? Okay, that's normal. It appears that those bodies were stuck to the ceiling. Based on what I saw there, it appears that those bodies were stuck to the ceiling. Because those are the wall lights. Like, or they're falling. Or the bodies are falling. That could also be a possibility. They're falling, but they're in suspended animation. That appears that that's what that is. They're stuck in a moment in time. One day after the collapse. They're stuck in some form of suspended animation due to something the Chaos Insurgency most likely did. Or something on the site that went wrong.
Picture this. September.
Now at Wawa.
Don't give a shit. When you repeat a mistake, it's not a mistake anymore. It's a decision.
Alright, let's give this a shot. Hello there, Cassie.
Hello.
No, it's just programmed to say that. We've just hooked up the PAS system over there, so we're just seeing how it fares. Besides, what is it now? What does he want this time?
How many times do I have to tell you? We are not re-implementing code from that system. Ever. If it was able to do all of that in the hardware of its time, could you imagine what it could do now? That code is contagious. If we let any part of that interact with modern systems, it could... Because...
The procedures themselves are safe to add, since I can just implement them myself. Just tell the man upstairs that his options are out of the question.
He's talking about Lucas. He's talking about Lucas R. I know it.
You told that I was going to object to this, and yet you did it anyway. Behind my damn back with my requisitionite. I don't care what he wanted you to add. You should have gone through me first.
And obviously, Lucas went behind. Lucas told the head engineer to do something. He probably added the code to 079 himself.
Anyway, behind my told that I was going to object to this, and yet you did it anyway. Behind my damn back with my requisitionite.
Or Lucas did it himself.
I don't care what he wanted you to add. You should have gone through me first.
Although the head engineer probably did, or someone below him was ordered to do so by his superior.
I'm sorry. Were you there when it happened? It didn't just malfunction. It lied. I don't care what your objection is. Where they put the damn hardware? Okay, something good today for once. Tell them to move the hardware to the workshop. I need to ensure that they're going to do what?
that's all of the SL lore videos that there most likely is. Like this one, get out. Like this is just a gameplay trailer. Interesting. Okay. I Alright then. So from what I am seeing so far, there is a lot to discuss. And there is I'll start writing the script now. But this mega release? Oh my. For now, I'm going to edit this VOD together and post it. I'm gonna create a VOD channel actually. Yeah, I should do that. A VOD channel. That'll be peak. One moment, I just want to check something. I know this hasn't been a really entertaining stream at some points it most likely has been, but that's not been the main point of this stream. The main point of this has been to just try and get ideas out there. But for now, I'm just going to stop the stream. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all eat water, drink air, breathe food, don't cause chaos, but please do spread the positivity and creativity, and have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night, everyone.